Before you think of upgrading your system or increasing the size of your inverter, watch this video. Now, I've done a similar video before where I used a 3.5 kVA inverter, and the aim was to get how much energy it draws over the course of a day. And if you've not watched that video, I'm going to refer you back to that video so you go and watch it. Now, that video really opened my eyes. I live in an Offgrid situation where every power that I gain is very important and everyone I lose is equally as important. So that way, everything that draws unnecessary power, we'll try to track it so that we can either eliminate it or find a way around it. So that is the reason why I do this kind of experiments. If you want to live off grid, you need to learn to manage your power. So welcome to Offgrid Power Management channel. And in today's video, I connected a 10 kVA inverter to a 10 kilowatt lithium ion phosphate battery. But we're not talking about the battery now, we're talking about just the inverter. A lot of my clients, they complain, oh, my friend, I went to their house, they have a 10 kVA, they have a 5 kVA, and the kVA they're using is just fine because it can power everything they want it to power. But just because their neighbor has something big, they start saying they want the same. In today's video, we're going to see what a 10 kVA inverter draws in an idle situation where it is not connected to any load at all. So that way, you're going to see how much it draws and how much it's going to draw in 24 hours. So that way, it will help us to have an idea of what we're dealing with. Because a lot of clients, they just call you, they say, I have a 5 kVA system. The only thing we put on was just 2 bulbs and maybe 1 fan. And it did not take us through the night. So with this kind of video, you now know exactly why it doesn't go through the night. So let us begin our experiment. Now, the general aim is this. We're just going to turn the inverter on and find out how much power is dragging. And that way, we can estimate what it will draw in 24 hours. Now, because I've done this experiment before, I know that the power is just going to remain almost constant. I'm turning the battery on right now. And the moment I do that, I cannot turn the inverter on. So now I've turned the inverter on. So look at my meter. I had to reset the meter before I started. Always important. Anytime I'm doing an experiment, I always reset my meter. That way, I don't need to start saying if I had known. It's better you reset than not to do it. So you can see it's increasing right now. And we are at 139 watts. So you can see that for yourself. Now on the surface, just it's 139 watts is not much. So let's just approximate it to 140 and let's do some little math. Now 140 multiplied by 24 hours of every day, you are going to be pulling 3,360,000 watt hour, just a rough estimate. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us that if we're using a 5 kilowatt hour lithium phosphate battery, assuming the usable energy is still 5 kilowatt, it means that by the time we just turn on this inverter for 24 hours, what we have left in our battery will be somewhere around 1,500 watt hour approximately. So that means without turning anything on at all in your house, you've already used up to 3,360 watt hour. Now, this is because it's the size of the inverter. If you're using a smaller inverter, it's not going to draw this much, which I've done in an experiment, which I talked about earlier. So you want to check that experiment and see. I also did for 1 kVA, 2.5 kVA. Now, the bigger your inverter, the more they draw energy. So right now, what I'm trying to do now is to get hybrid inverters and compare. Because I'm noticing that the more weight your inverter has, the more it is going to be drawing when it's on standby mode. So that is what I'm observing. But when I do those experiments, I'm going to compare 5 kVA hybrid versus a 5 kVA transformer-based inverter. So that way, we'll now understand exactly what we are dealing with. So the reason why this is important is that if you live in that place where you don't have a lot of solar panels to charge your batteries to full, or your grid power is very bad, you want to understand the kind of inverter you have, so that way you are saving energy by using the right sized inverter and the right product. So very important. So I hope this video is helpful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment in the comment section below about what you think concerning this particular video. See you guys and catch you on the next one.